My next recipe is a delicious flourless cake using ground almonds and semolina instead. I think you should always use the best ingredients you can when you're baking, and the secret to this cake is marmalade.
And who better to turn to for marmalade than a champion marmalade maker?
In a small pocket of North Devon, there's something magical happening. In a secluded garden, there are pots of green, yellow and gold, glowing in the sunlight like coloured jewels. These marmalades are made by Victoria Cranfield. She is one of many artisan preserve makers springing up all over the UK. But I've asked her to come up with a brand new flavour.
This one is St Clement's, which is 50% oranges, 50% lemons. It's light, zesty. This one is a sweet orange one, which is basically sweet oranges with that little baby.
Even Victoria's marmalade can't escape a chilli, and these are hot Scotch bonnets.
Works really well with fruit toast.
Victoria's passion for creating the best flavours has won her some seriously impressive awards.
This one is the pink grapefruit marmalade that got the double gold in 2012 at the World Marmalade. If you like pink grapefruit, it knocks your socks off.
Surprisingly, marmalade hasn't always been Victoria's first love.
I've been a lawyer, I've been a builder, I've been an antique dealer and a rag and bone merchant, more or less. Done a lot of things, but I've done cooking, marmalades and jams longer than any of the others.
I've set Victoria a challenge. I've given her the recipe for my almond and marmalade cake, and as she is the expert, I want her to create a new marmalade that's perfect for this pod.
It's a great challenge, and I love that kind of challenge. To come up with something that's going to complement another flavour, it's what I really enjoy, to be honest. But it's not going to be easy. What I want is for my marmalade to shine out of that cake. We're going to need some lemons. These need to, ideally, be thin-skinned, otherwise you get a load of pit. Lemons, quite frankly, are the backstop. These are your guaranteed source of pectin. They will help whatever I do set, so I need lemons. Nectarines. Peaches. This is how to annoy your greengrocer. Handle his fruit.
Chilies again is a no escape.
Spectacular. I think golden raisins may be soaked in tea.
Victoria has loaded up her trolley. I hope she knows I only need one jar of marmalade.
You bung them on the table.
Back in her kitchen, Victoria has enlisted the help of friends Louise and Kate.
Taking on Paul's challenge is actually going to be just that. Because I have a stable of marmalades, he wants something different. To come up with something new and go slightly off-piste could be good. It could also be an unmitigated disaster. Add chilli. All the marmalades are made essentially the same way. The difference is the fruit, and it is fascinating to see the wide range of marmalades that are entirely different because they're picking up on the individual attributes of that fruit. And that's something I really enjoy. Marmalade is a seductive mistress. She'll let you do what she wants in her own time. Marmalades are meant to be punchy. They're meant to be full of fruit. They're meant to shock you. They'll shock your taste buds in the morning. I think they're great, and they're underrated. And you can use them in lots of things, and hopefully they'll work in this cake.
So after hours of shredding, boiling and testing, have the ladies come up with something they like?
I think we can say this isn't the one that's going up to Paul. We will need to revisit the ingredients, come again afresh at it tomorrow, and hopefully we'll come up with something better.
Work on the other ideas that
Yeah,
we,
I think so.
Victoria is clearly a marmalade perfectionist, but if at first you don't succeed, try again. And I can't wait to see if they've done it.
So, did Victoria manage to come up with the right combination of flavours for me to use in my marmalade cake? Well, I can ask her because she's here in the kitchen with me. Hello, Victoria.
Hi.
fantastic looking marmalades and a champion marmalade maker.
Yay!
So let's run through some of these flavors that you've got here. Now, I'm looking for one to go in the cake.
Yeah.
So what have we got here? What's the first one?
This one is the one that was filmed, and I wasn't happy with it. But see what you think.
Spicy orange marmalade.
Yeah. The idea behind this was my hot orange marmalade, which we then added some sultanas, brandy to, but we weren't getting those notes coming through.
That's nice.
No, it's not bad, is it? I didn't think that would add anything particularly to your cake.
It's got such a lovely texture to it, though, which is what you really want on a marmalade.
I love marmalade.
I love that sort of uneven texture. It's not like a jam, which you can get really smooth. It's rough, you know, and on top of your toast.
Yep.
I mean, that's where marmalade comes into its own.
Don't just keep it to taste.
If that's a start of a 10, that's a good
Excellent.
marmalade.
Right. I thought that really what you wanted was something that would add to the cake.
Yeah.
And I sort of had a little Middle Eastern feel.
Victoria's next marmalade is thick shreds made of Seville oranges and jasmine.
See how it's turned out.
Oh, that's sharp, isn't it?
That's got several in it. This one hasn't. With this one, I thought add another flavour, do the Middle Eastern thing, and on that basis, thought jasmine.
The flavour, the sharpness comes through on the oranges, the different oranges, really, the difference
It's
between the two.
fascinating. Just two different oranges, totally different flavours.
So what's this one?
This one is softer. I have learned a lot.
So this is orange and jasmine marmalade.
This is orange and jasmine again, but I've taken out the big chunks and just used the zest of the fruit. So the flavour should come through more. What do you figure?
Wow.
That's got the jasmine. Woo!
That does carry some huge flavour. I mean, it's very, very tart.
Reason I thought that would work is it's going in a cake, it's going against the eggs, the butter, so it's got to have punch to come through.
Okay, all right, I understand your thinking on
That would be my preferred choice. This one is orange and apricot.
Yep.
Have a go at that. I'm letting you go first on that. Aren't I nice?
It's got a bit of body to this, isn't it?
Again, that's because the shreds, you're actually using proper shreds rather than the zest.
Lovely tasting orange, almost saffron-like.
Normally, I wouldn't think so much about what marmalade to use, but Victoria's jars just show what a difference it could make to my cake. Decision time.
Now, I've chosen to go inside the cake. This one. Orange and apricot.
Yeah.
But in the icing on the top, I'm going to use the orange and jasmine marmalade for the topping as well. So I think I can incorporate that somewhere. I like that flavour. You're right, it is a great flavour. But I think for the cake, I'm going to use this. I like the chunky bits.
That one is much more marmaladey as marmalade is understood.
Exactly.
Whereas the other one's playtime.
Right, fantastic. We'll have to see what you think later.
For the cake mixture, I'm creaming together the butter and the caster sugar. Add the eggs. Then to start the orange flavour, the zest of an orange. The true marmalade kit comes later with Victoria's marmalade.
Now, what I'm going to add to this now is some of the drier ingredients. Now, I've got some semolina going in there, adds a little bit of crunch to it, a little bit of depth and body. And then I've got some ground almonds which are going to go in there as well. Now, you could, if you like, you could just put ground almonds in there. We have all flour and ground almonds. Baking powder in. Give that a good mix together.
Finally, I'm adding a small amount of orange juice, which will help to loosen the mixture.
It's a different type of mix. It's not what you think of as a normal conventional sponge, because it's quite hearty, robust, big textured ingredients. And then we're good to go. Now, what I'm going to do now is get my spoon in there. I always like to finish it off with a spoon, get a feeling for the mixture. That's lovely. It's a soft mixture.
Can you use a spoon throughout rather than using the beater? Because I don't have a beater.
Of course you do. Yeah, there's not a problem. You can. It just takes a little bit more. It's very labour intensive, you know. That's
like marmalade.
yeah, quite. Yeah. Now I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of your marmalade in there as well. And again, that'll slacken it down a little bit. And this is where the flavour's going to come in. Those chunks in there. There's my mixture. Now I'm going to pop this straight into a tin.
I've lined my tin with baking parchment and buttered the edges to stop the cake from sticking.
So this is going to go in the oven now, 180 degrees C for 35 minutes. Pop that straight in. And when it comes out, that's what it looks like. It's lovely and flat. Now the thing I'm going to add to that is a lovely mascarpone-based icing.
For the topping, mix together mascarpone from the fridge, icing sugar, then stir in soft unsalted butter.
Mix all this together, and that's your basic icing for the top.
Today I'm lucky enough to have another of Victoria's marmalades on hand, but normally the same marmalade that went into the cake would work in the icing. Then swirl the cream cheese icing over the top of the cake with a wooden spoon.
And then I'm going to get some more of this, and I think that with that icing, which is quite sweet.
It'll help cut through.
Yeah, and I think it gives it more, a little bit more gumption. You've got something with jasmine on it, with orange. And I think that together with that orange and marmalade cake would be absolutely delicious.
This rich and zingy cake is best served chilled so that the cream cheese icing is stiff and cold. Then drizzle with marmalade just before eating.
Where's the knife?
You'll have to wait.
Oh, that does look excellent, doesn't it?
But thank you for giving me your marmalade, and I hope you like what I've baked.
Oh, I look forward to it.